Hey everyone, it's one of the best days there is for a mountain biker. New bike day. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that for the last 3 years I've been riding a Trek Fuel EX 2020 model, 130 mil travel, light duty trail bike. And over the years I've kept beefing it up for riding gnarlier and gnarlier trails. And I think I'm at the point where I need a dedicated enduro bike for the trails I'm riding every weekend. Any guesses on what I bought? Say hello to my new to me 2021 Transition Spire carbon custom build. Model year 2021 Transition Spire carbon frame. Color is Huckleberry. Wanted to get another XL size frame. My Fuel EX is an XL with 500 mils of reach. This is even longer at 5'10", and at 6'2" I'm right on the verge between sizes for brands. I like the feel of a larger bike, so I usually size up to the XL. The Spire has such a steep seat tube angle that it feels less stretched out than the Fuel. I'm riding a Fox Factory 38 aftermarket 2022 fork, 170 mils of travel, Grip 2 damper, independently adjustable low speed and high speed compression, independently adjustable low and high speed rebound, which I've never owned a nice enough fork that has that feature before. And this thing is a freaking tank. Got the Code RSC 4-piston brakes with metallic pads, PushCore Pro front and rear, front tire Maxxis Assegai 2.5 inch 3C max grip double down. I prefer double down up front because every time I've torn the sidewall on a tire, it's been the front. Out back, the tried and true Mini and DHR2 2.4 inch width 3C Max Terra. Shock is the stock Fox Factory Float X2. Drivetrain is mostly Shimano XT. There's a wolf tooth chainring, XT derailleur, XT shifter. I am gonna mount it to the Code brakes. I have a part from Wolf Tooth ordered and a new clamp from Shimano, so I can match it up. The guy had Renthal fat bars on it, Alloy 800. I really like Race Face 6 carbon bars. I've been riding them for 3 years with no issues. They dampen the trail chatter like none other. They also have 8-degree back sweep, which I'm used to, instead of the Renthal 7, so had to get the carbon 6 bars. Transferred my Race Face turbine dropper over because it was purple. Got the Race Face Get-A Grips in Cash Money color. Matched the Kashima code on the suspension. Ergon saddle with a 1-up 210 millimeter dropper. Deity copper head stem. Deity crosshair top cat in purple to match the Deity purple T-Mac pedals. These are the best pedals I've ever ridden. I've had them on my Fuel for 2 years with no issues. Built like a tank, tons of grip. Some people actually complain they have too much grip. I don't know how that's a thing when you're riding downhill trails, but I guess it is. First trail ride video on my Transition Spire. Had to be Piedmont. Where else would I have my first trail ride on this? Favorite trail system in Minnesota. I do have to say, when I got this Spire, I was planning on this for being like a dedicated park bike, and I would pedal it at a few trail systems in Minnesota if I absolutely had to. But man, for how capable this bike charges the downhills, it has no business climbing and pedaling as good as it does. It took some getting used to, the geometry and the 3.5-degree slacker head tube angle than what I'm used to. But man, I had no expectations at all for this bike's climbing and pedaling, and it far exceeds them. Helmets off to Transition for building one hell of a bike. I'm sure you're curious to see how this thing rides. So let's go over to the trails it was meant to be ridden on. Bob and DM. All right, DM, one of the big boy trails in Duluth. There's a drop here. All right, and this is a steep roll, but it's not that bad. Just controlled braking. Yeah, it's the real deal here. And then I like to downshift here because there's a little climb out of this. It's gonna be an uphill left turn. Barely staying on. All right, there's a little rock pile coming up. Stay left. Follow where I go here. Final rock roll. This guy just fully sent DM blind.
That was rad.
Gnarly, man. Squamish has prepared you well.
Actually, I only had 3 days in there, but...
So I'm riding with Dorian here, who just crushed DM on his first ride at Piedmont, following me blind the whole way down. I think he's ready to send Bob blind, so I'm gonna try to guide him down as best as I can. Bones of the beast. There's a roll coming up here that you can drop with enough speed. Rollable. All right, follow my line here. And then huck into this. And it's just steep and loose from here on out.
Nice.
Madman.
That was sweet. There's one little skip up there. Yeah, that was actually fine. You'd be so fine on that.
Sedona local showing me how it's done. So there's this optional locals line here on the climb up, back up Bob and DM that Dialed In found, and he's always showing me in it. He's always telling me it's easy. You got this, Andrew. And I'm always like, my bike's not slack enough. I'm on a Fuel EX. I'd totally hit it on a slacker bike. And I guess this is me proving it on the Spire. Yeah, I was definitely overthinking that.
You!
What has impressed me the most about this bike, I knew it was going to descend well, obviously, but it climbs and pedals So much better than I was imagining. I thought I was going to be riding my fuel all the time still, and this would be like a weekend warrior bike park ride, but I've ridden it on XC rides, my local trails at Redhead, and it's still fun to ride there. Dorian's a veteran of DM. He's got his first lap down it. I'm gonna hit it again. Here we go. Oh, I dropped my chain.
Bummer.
Oh, I was totally going for the king of the mountain on that one. Back on DM after that chain drop. And this is where you're going to want to downshift.
Downshift.
Oh! I'm going to blame the derailleur on that one. No, it's my bad. It's a bad shift. Keep left again. You got a flat or puncture?
Yeah, I got sealant all over me.
EXO plus, or EXO.
Just EXO, I know, dude.
Bob, bones of the beast. Charge down this on the Spire. Big rock sitting in the middle of the trail there. This is rollable now. So I had actually never even ridden a Spire before I bought it. I went solely based off of reviews. And everyone said this thing is like a cloud on wheels that pedals way better than you would expect. And that is spot on.